Beyond the Veil, Navigating the Great Awakening, a special series on Survivor Angels.
It's time for Survivor Angels, an approach to strengthen trauma survivors. Here, you can escape what draws negativity and engage your positive abilities and the gifts that you've always had. Let's activate your angels. And to help you on that journey, here's Chaplain Jodi.
Jen, here we are again. It's November. We're a few days shy of it.
Yes.
This will drop on November 2nd for those who are watching and listening to us and ready for our pearls of wisdom.
I like the way you said that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a way they are, because we check the universe, the astronomy piece, you check spirit piece, I check angel piece, and we just sort of bring it together. But I think November is going to be interesting, our discussion, because as we were just kind of talking a little bit here, it's like, I think you got a little bit different than what I got, but not that it's not the same, but I think it's just different perspectives. What do you think?
Right. I think, once again, it's where you are in the place of your life, you know?
Yep.
I think if you've tried to elevate each month as we're talking, it might be an easier month. And for people who are still struggling, it might be a more difficult month. But we have retrogrades going on. We have new moons, full moons. We have a lot of the earth elements coming in astrologically this month. So there's a lot here. But when we go through it, it'll be easier to navigate for sure.
Yep, absolutely. The last few months have been turmoil, upheaval, lack of communication, relationships on rocky ground. What am I missing? I mean, the last couple of months have been really crazy.
Yeah, it's a little bit volatile. And it was doing one of these, a crescendo balancing, and then hit a high mark at the very end. We're still going to be on the high mark at the very beginning of this month with communication issues, with the anxiety and kind of anger and all this. And that's primarily because Mars is going into a retrograde. Okay, so we're just feeling the energy amping up. So that's like one thing to really keep in mind at the beginning of the month, especially. Mercury is the communication. So remember, our bitiness, comments are not seeing eye to eye. And then Mars, it's going into Mars, which is the anger. Think of the red planet, you know, and how we want to boil over. That's kind of going to energize it a little bit. So just be very mindful at the very beginning of the month. Things may not be hitting us the way it was meant to be. Take that into perspective. Take what's astrologically going on. Am I taking this the wrong way? Is this the way the person meant it? Or is it just what I'm feeling with, you know, planetary stuff going on?
Right. That's interesting, because I did my cerebration this morning for this week now. And the thing that the angels kept giving me was anger. You've got to take that step back. You're not going to get clarity if you are not calm. So you need to get your anger in check. Otherwise, everything is just going to be tunnel vision, and it's going to be blurry. It's not going to be clear. And everybody needs to get clear. It's just, it's insane how much fog there is out there. And people that aren't able to clear that fog. I have fog because I took a bonk on my head, but that just means once in a while I lose my train of thought. But it's getting better.
But I think you're hitting on a key point. Is like the angels are telling you anger. The planetary movements are also spiking to an anger crescendo. But the intention, set your intention for the month. Say, I know this is going to happen. I know I may be a little more volatile. Let's take that step back, right? Let's
Yep.
be a little introspective. Let's make sure that what is being said and we're not taking things personally, because this month is also about pulling up from our anxiety, pulling up from our past trauma, pulling up from relationships. Let's face it, we have Thanksgiving coming up where we're going to be together with family who you may feel forced to be around. That will stir up some of this. And if you don't keep in mind the anger aspect of it, it could really escalate. So let's try and be intentional, understand what is going on planetarily, internally, what the angels are telling us, and really kind of set the plateau of what is my intention? What do I want to achieve this month? And how am I going to do that?
Exactly. And I think angels had told me this a while back when I was going through some things, is you've got all this family around, maybe even some friends too, but certainly family around. Hopefully they do. Hopefully, you know that they don't have issues so strong that the family is just all busted to the four winds sort of thing. But like you said, knowing it could be uncomfortable, one thing that we have to remember is as a family, we are all one. We are all cut from the same cloth. So cousin Bobby has this thing that I don't like. I have something that cousin Bobby doesn't like. But so, it's we're part of each other is what it boils down to. Well, then with that, we're part of the next layer of people, and that ring goes out farther. Collectively, the whole universe is one, all
Yeah,
coming from the same source. And that's what everybody forgets instead of um, taking sides within families. Oh my gosh, it makes me crazy. You're one. Sit down and figure this out. Talk to each other.
right,
Put aside the emotions. It's the emotions that get in the way. And the reason those
right,
emotions pop up is because we know we got the same thing inside of us, but we don't want to look at it. So when we see
right.
them doing what's in us, we get mad and we want it to stop because we don't want to acknowledge that peace within us. That's why we need to do shadow work, and people don't do enough shadow work. You've got to have the shadows because that's how you learn things about yourself. But you've got to learn how to
Yeah,
control this stuff.
right. And like I said, with the planetary movements, anytime you have some kind of conflict, it's telling you one of two things. One, step back. Where am I at? Why am I having this conflict? And is it something that I need to actually look at? Is this conflict coming in my path so that I can learn a lesson? Boundaries,
Mhm.
temperance, you know, uh, whatever it is, learn from it. They don't
Yes,
come into our path just to mess with us and piss off everybody. They come in our lives so that we can grow. So I tell
absolutely.
people, like, with Thanksgiving coming up and knowing that this passion is definitely going to come forward, the anger, the past trauma, why is it coming up? Have we dealt with it? Do we still need to do the work on it? And how are we going to do that? And knowing that we're going to be put in close connection with people who may not have our same views, how are we
Uh-huh.
going to handle it? Make a plan ahead of time. If this happens, I need to either pull away, go to a different room, change the subject, say, you know what, not today. Today, I'm going to have peace. Today, I'm going to be thankful. Today,
Yes.
I need to remove myself, or people just not need to come.
Right.
It might be a
Yeah.
boundary of we're just not inviting Timmy.
Right.
Done.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the word that the angels used with me is November is the month of illumination. We are going to start seeing things clearer, and that's going to throw us both ways. It's going to throw us to the good side, and it's going to throw us to the darker side. But there's going to be clarity. We're going to start seeing things for the way that they truly are, and not for the way that we perceive them to be or the way that we want them to be, but there's going to be more truth telling. That's the phrase that I like
Yeah.
to use with this illumination and the clarity piece.
Yeah, and if you look at it, I mean, last month was the Hunter's Moon. Huge illumination, right? This one's the
Yep.
Beaver Moon coming up. Huge illumination. These are super moons. They're super moons for a reason, to
Mhm.
illuminate and highlight and let you really see where we need to focus in our lives. And
Right.
so they just don't show up because they're showing
Mhm.
us to highlight and illuminate before the end of the year so that we can start the new year more balanced, to see
Yep.
things with clear eyes. And so I always look at that as, what's going on? Oh, it's going to be a
Yeah.
supermoon. Whoa, what do I really need to focus on? What am I lacking and where am I struggling? Those are the
Mhm.
things to highlight and really pay attention to.
Yeah. It's like we're being given a ramp up time here to New Year's. So we can
Mm-hmm.
clear the muck out of the way so that when we do start the new year, we go into it with clearer vision
Yep.
and we don't set unrealistic expectations. We're
Right.
starting to clear that away to see more of what the reality truly is. And that would hopefully bring us a better next year. 2026 then would be on a better path for us. Now, not everybody's going to do this. So as a whole, it, you know, you're still going to hit the bumps in the road because if everybody doesn't do this, well, then there's still people that we're going to play bumper cars with.
Right. And, not everybody's at the same place. And maybe this bump in the road will not only help you, but highlight things that they need to work on too.
Yes.
Things that we haven't been facing. I keep hearing growth and spirituality. So the growth is having those uncomfortable bumps, how we navigate it, understanding astrologically why we're feeling what we're feeling, and getting
Right.
past it.
Yep.
And sometimes it's realizing that other people need help getting past what they have too. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that's just understanding or listening or empathy. Um,
Yeah.
uh, it's the month of being thankful. So be thankful for where you
Right.
are, for the small
Yep.
battles, the big battles, the calm waters. Just really
Mm-hmm.
try and emphasize, how do I need to grow? What is my next step on growth? Where am I going? And how am I going to get there?
Yep. Yep. Haniel came through, Archangel Haniel, and said emotional renewal. And that's what it
Hmm.
is. It's a renewal. It's not just adjustment, but it's
Right.
actual renewal. And I love that because that says starting from a new place, not going back, but
Right.
actually starting from a new place to move forward. Because the past is done. Let it go,
Right.
let it go, let it go. Um,
Right.
but you can start fresh. And Archangel Haniel is going to be the one who's going to be walking beside us as we do that because Haniel is not just about balance, but about harmony. And I believe
Right.
that you have to have harmony to have true balance, which is why you're always going to be a little off because we know the world isn't perfect. We know we aren't perfect. And
Right.
so the time isn't right to come into that 100% balance. We will. The awakening is
Right.
working its way in.
Yeah, I just look at this as like the great reset. And I like how you said, we're sloughing off. I always think of like a snake skin. We're shedding all that stuff from the prior months. And knowing this is a 9 year, 9 means we're coming at the end of a decade, 0 starting the new year in 2026. Time to shed who we no longer are. Time to shed the stuff that no longer serves us, just like the snake, right? And we
Yep.
keep moving forward. It's all how we handle the ups and downs. I just
Yes.
heard there's going to be ups and downs
Uh-huh.
in the stock market this month. So if your
Okay.
money is in the stock market, just be careful.
Okay.
Um, okay, so communication, they're obviously talking about the airlines and that kind of stuff. So your essential workers, the pay, all that stuff, that is going to run into problems. Now, I believe it's going to go ahead and get taken care of. They're just saying by the 10th of
Hopefully by the
this
ninth.
month.
Because we fly on the 9th.
Oh, okay.
We need
But
it to be the 9th.
here's the thing. It could be by the 9th. I'm hearing by the 10th that things should
Okay.
get resolved in Congress,
Okay.
but these problems are going to still cause issues for the next couple of months during the travel
Yeah.
season. Expect delays, expect flight cancellations, expect all this going on, even if it's resolved.
Right.
Make
It takes a while
sure
to
that
reboot.
if you have one flight, that you're spacing your next flight with
Yeah.
time. So if there is that delay, there is that cancellation, you know ahead of time, you'll
Mhm.
still have time to make your next flight. So just be really aware, be really cognizant, booking that ticket for your college student coming home, whatever the
Uh-huh.
case may be. Keep that in your head,
Right.
that there will be delays. There's also something about movement that I'm hearing. So movement. I don't know if it's earthquake or no, it's water. This is water based. So there's
Water.
going to be a
Okay.
water. Is it water? No, it's earth based. So
Okay.
possible earthquakes
Okay.
happening. I don't know if it's
Volcanic
Alaska.
eruptions.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's going to be movement and earth energy, and that could be part of the Mars thing. But
Okay.
I'm really feeling that there's movement going to happen this month, and it's going to be a big one.
Okay.
Trying to have them show me like where geographically. I don't know why I feel like Alaska. I don't know why.
Could be. That wouldn't surprise
Yeah,
me at all. Yeah,
yeah,
that
earthquakes.
whole Pacific Rim is due.
Yeah, it's going to be on the Ring of Fire somewhere for sure.
Okay. Uh-huh.
It feels, I don't know if it's not Alaska. It's Asiatic or something. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
But earthquakes.
Interesting.
So just be aware if you're in
Okay.
that area, tectonic plates,
Yeah.
etc. Just there is a possibility of it.
Right. I just want to
I
go
think that's
back to
all
what you
part of the volatility.
right. Yeah.
I think that's all part of the
I'm going to
volatility.
go back to
Yeah.
what you were saying about the snake shedding its skin, because that's where
Hmm.
Zadkiel came through and said
Oh,
that and interesting because Zadkiel used the word flow. So like water flows, forgiveness.
okay.
So as this
Mm,
clarity comes, Zadkiel is saying it's going to also be a time of forgiveness. You've got to forgive yourself first. So I don't want anybody to have any
yeah.
unrealistic expectations here that all of a sudden they're going to have all these apologies coming out of the woodwork, because that's not how it works. Because we are not able
Right.
to receive apologies and forgiveness until we've done that with ourselves. Because no
Right.
matter what the situation, we at least had a small piece in it. We are not without blame, no matter what the situation is. It's just who we are as humans, it's just how we're wired. And so, if you truly want to be able to receive, if you want to bring some peace into your life with relationships, start working on yourself. Start forgiving yourself. It's it's emotional. I won't say
Right.
that it's not. At some points, it's going to be very difficult, but once you feel the cleanse of having done that, you will feel like a new person. And that will then start translating over into those relationships that are bumpy and rocky and, going to
Yeah.
come up this month, possibly.
For sure. You can't have true forgiveness if you don't forgive yourself first and allow yourself that. And I think that's part of all the growth that we're trying to promote through this,
Yep.
is that it's self-love, it's self-care.
Yes.
And that's the hardest thing, is to be okay with who you are at that moment that happened, whatever trauma it was, because you're not the same person. Could have been
Right.
50 years ago. It could have been 10 years ago. Doesn't matter. You are not the same person. You have more tools in your toolbox. So based on what you had at that time, you did the best you could. And be
Right.
okay with that. Be okay with
Yes.
that. This is all part of the shadow work of, I'm not that person anymore. I have more forgiveness. I have more insight. I have a better idea of how I handled it or didn't handle it well.
Mhm.
Be okay with that and say, you know what, based on the tools I had, I did the best I could, and move forward with grace, dignity, and forgiveness. That's all
Yeah.
you can do.
Yeah. Grace is my favorite word right now. And I don't think people understand what grace is enough.
Mm,
Um, I honestly think they don't, or they would give themselves more grace and they would
right.
give others more grace. Um, Metatron was chiming in that that's about alignment,
Hmm.
aligning ourselves with the universe and with our elements of earth, wind, fire, air, spirit. I mean, I think I maybe missed one, water. That's the other one. We have to bring all of that in line within us. Now, Uriel is angel of earth. She's the earth angel. Gabriel is the water angel. Michael is fire. And Raphael is, which one am I missing?
Air.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes. We share a brain
All our
sometimes.
signs.
Air. And of course, then you have ether as one of the elements. Ether is the connecting mechanism of all of those things. So when you start drawing on all of those elements, which means drawing on those archangels, you then start getting closer to that ether point that starts connecting it all, and then you're aligning. And as you
Yeah.
start aligning, more and more of these things just start falling into place. It's like a puzzle. Our lives literally are like a puzzle. And we've all got
Yeah.
pieces missing out of our puzzle.
All of us.
All of us, without a doubt. And they're all different because we're all different. Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I mean, grace, I think that is a fantastic term, word, but
You
through it
said it
all,
first.
yeah, it's just
Uh-huh.
what it comes down to is complete inner peace and being
Yes.
okay. It releases us from our hurts, our pain, our trauma. It releases us completely. And
Yes.
just being able to step into that, but not only step into it and provide it to somebody else, that
Mhm.
is what truly frees us, because then we're not
Yes.
held by those ego bonds of, well, they said something about me or they hurt me. We're ripping out the ego, because grace has nothing to do with ego. It has everything to do with love and forgiveness. And that's,
Yep.
if you have
Yeah.
one word for the whole month of November, it's grace.
Yes. Yes. And that's interesting because I just whatever I did here, can't remember my brain. Um, I was talking all about grace. And
Hmm.
it's part of starting to heal the collective consciousness is what it's about. Bringing everybody back to that one place. That doesn't mean we agree on things in life, but what it
Right.
means is when you start coming back into the collective consciousness, it's about coming back to the center that is love. Everything emanates out of the centerpiece of love and light. That's it. And once we all start coming back into that realization, we start healing, not just ourselves, but we start healing all. And
Right.
that's what we are called to do. That's what we are being moved to do in the next few years. And it's interesting because the more and more that I do things out in the public, people are hungry for it. They
Yeah.
want that peace. They're tired of the chaos. They're tired of the turmoil. They're tired of the hate and anger. They just want to live simply with love and peace. And it can be
Yeah.
done. It's in all of our power.
I think more and more people are just opening up. Like you said, the veil is definitely thinning. We're getting more spiritually. We want to be attached to something higher. We know that there's
Yes.
a higher purpose, a higher good, and we don't want to stay at the low level anymore. We're done with
Oh,
that. And the
yep.
more and more you go out, or the more and more I go out and talk with people, we all have a similar experience of, I
Right?
just want something else. I want something
Yeah.
better. I want something of a higher purpose. There has to be more
Yes.
meaning. There has to be a reason why we're connecting, why the dots are lining up. So many people, I think, are at that point of the awakening, so to speak, that
Mhm.
we all need to like really listen to what resonance is out there. We all need to actually start tapping in to our spirituality. And I don't care what you believe. I just
I
don't.
don't either.
But there is something higher. There is something that is propelling us forward so that people can actually hear, understand, and become a better version of themselves and
Right.
help others in the process.
Yes. Yes. Um, oh, I just something. Angels just gave me something. It went out of my head here. Oh, I know what they were saying is we are the ones who stop the chaos and the turmoil and the hatred and the anger by saying no more,
Right.
because there are dark factions out there that want us distracted, that want us fighting, that want us to hate each other because then they have power. They're holding power over us. No, 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 no. We need to take back our power. Nobody has power over us, but right now, because they have us in this collective state of turmoil, they do have power over us, but we're the only ones that can break out of that. And that's why everyone needs to start doing the soul searching and get back to their own center, not somebody else's center, but to their own center.
Yeah. And I think collectively, people have to start going, how does this apply to me? If we're
Mm-hmm.
divided and we have cracks and chinks in our armor, we're so much more able to be defeated. But if
Yes.
we're one united thought frame, one united, like I am firm in what I believe and who I am and what my purpose is, you're not going to knock me down. That's
Right.
just the way it works. And so I
Right.
think more and more people are getting to that point of, I'm done with this. I'm not that person anymore. I forgave myself. I am a better version. I need to be like more and more and more and really gain, like you said, their own voice, their own passion, their own fire, their own purpose. That's what unites us.
Yep.
And I think more and more people are looking along those lines um, of getting, how do I say, consistency, getting something to stabilize their life.
Yes. Yes. And basically, these distractions that we're getting are meant to keep us separated.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, as we collectively come together, then we are saying in one voice, we maybe agree with you, we maybe agree with you, we maybe agree with you who's right down the center, or whatever the case might be, but nothing can happen until you stop the darkness that you're perpetuating and come together in light for the good of all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple. It really is simple. And
Right.
we need to stop listening to the voices that continue the dark perpetuation that is serving no one any good at all. Not in this country, not in the world, not in the universe.
Right.
Nowhere. It's dropping down the frequencies of everything. We
Yeah,
don't
for
thrive
sure.
when our frequencies aren't up. We aren't up.
I absolutely agree with that. I mean, you could listen to this person or listen to that person or listen to this person, and everybody can have different and opposing views. You have to actually go through the muck and say, what is the truth? Where am I? What do I believe? Who am I? And what is my source that I'm? Because if it's negative, 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 and all you're hearing is negative,
Yep.
step away from that. take time to really think, how am I feeling? What is my experience? What are their experiences?
Yeah.
Right? Because they may have an
Right.
experience that really just messed up perspective.
Right.
That's not your experience. And don't take on somebody else's experience or somebody else's energy. Know where you are, know what is right for you, pray on it, meditate, have discussions,
Hmm.
talk about past feelings, work on your shadow work.
Yeah.
But there's a higher resonance that we all can go to, but we
Yep.
have to do it individually. That's our own. My
Yes.
lessons are not your lessons. Your lessons are not somebody else's lessons. Therefore, we cannot all have the same perspective. We have different
Right.
perspectives, different experiences for a reason. Utilize
Yes.
those experiences, right? For the higher good.
And the higher good is the common ground. It's not what you
Absolutely.
want. It's not what you want. It's what do we all want in the middle? And that's where we all need to come back to, because nobody can have it all. That's not how life
Right.
works. And so we
Right.
need to find the common ground, because then we can talk about whatever it is, even if it's our kids' daycare setting or it's the
Right.
traffic situation on Broadway and Ninth. Whatever it is, we can have intelligent, well-meaning, productive conversations. And that's how things get done. And that's part of the how should I say, process that moves
Mm-hmm.
all of us into a more peaceful life. I know the angels gave me crystal
Mm.
allies for this month. They said, see if I can read them: celestite, labradorite, amethyst, and rose quartz. The best days for meditation, they told me, November 8th to the 11th and November 22nd, which is Master Builder Day. That's also my mom's birthday. I have to tell her that. She's going to be
Wow.
97. It's Master Builder Day, Mom.
Yeah, those are all great because you look at labradorite, blue, we're talking about our throat chakra and having
Yes.
arguments and comments and those kind of things. The pink for our heart problems,
Yep.
where are we coming from? Where are our hurts? Where are our trauma lies, right? Um, I don't remember the other ones, but all of them are good grounding, good
Yeah.
basic.
Yeah. Like rose
Uh,
quartz is kind of a everything. It's like the catch-all one. Rose quartz covers a whole lot of things.
the heart matters, right? The heart matters,
Mm-hmm.
things of the heart.
Yep.
And so that will cover your conversation. That will cover love or anguish or pain from the past. That all centers from our heart. So if we can use that to clear and give our heart more energy, we might be more empathic or empathetic towards people and situations that we might not, you know, next month. I don't know. But
Right.
always matters of the heart. Anytime
Yep.
you can boost that energy, especially with the meteors that we're having a lot of meteor showers, that
Oh,
will
yes.
amplify
Yep.
that energy during that time.
Yep. They also said 1111 is the gateway number for November. 1111. Yep.
Okay.
It's going to amplify our connections to source. So you should, I would think, start seeing 1111 a lot. But you've got to kind of be looking for it too. But it will
Yeah.
just pop up out of nowhere. But I
Yeah.
encourage people to be watching for that.
1111 being a master number, right?
Yep.
New
Yep.
beginnings, but also that's the start of the torrid meteorite showers. So
Yes.
on 1111, just remember that amplification will start happening during that time.
Yep. Yep. I love how all of this stuff comes together.
The angels are like on point. So I'm like,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. And just, I
So,
mean, the main takeaway, I think, is just be thankful for what you have. No matter what happens this month, be thankful,
yeah.
health, your opportunities to go places or spend a little money on the kids or just have your own peace of mind. Be thankful.
Yes.
Be thankful. Life isn't a straight road and it's going to have bumps and trials and
Uh-huh.
tribulations, but just remember who you are during this time. Breathe, right? And
Yep.
and call on the angels. If you need extra help, who would you ask for? Who, if they need help this month,
Yep.
who would you have them call them?
Zadkiel, definitely. Uriel, because Uriel is the archangel of our earth element, and November's all about our earth.
Right.
You can never go wrong with Michael. Never. Michael is the be all everything archangel. Metatron too, because a lot of this stuff is about alignment and things coming together. And so Metatron is going to be a real key piece too. And of course, like I said in the beginning, Haniel, because Haniel is going to guide you towards that balance and harmony. Not that it's going to be 100%. You're always going to be, a little bit, but you're not going to be like this if you're listening to what Haniel is bringing you. If you forget who these angels are, it's okay. Just say, angels in light and love. This is what I'm looking for. How can you help me? You're going to have to, like I've said before, you're going to have to do the work. Angels are not going to do the work for you, but they're going to guide you in what you need to do. And you can't go wrong with the advice. If it's positive, make sure that it's a positive direction. If they're telling you to go out and say horrible things about somebody or do something horrible, that's the wrong angel that you're listening to. Those are the ones coming from the dark side. Just shut them down in a heartbeat. And you can do that by grabbing onto the crystals for protection, just calling on the angels for their protection, call them in mass for that protection. But you'll know if it's positive, you're getting the right download. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of downloads this month. I had an event this weekend, and I was sitting there at the beginning of it, and the other presenter was presenting, and literally like Matrix in front of me, I saw the downloads coming because I had never seen downloads like that before. I was floored, and I just sat back in my chair, and I'm like, something big is coming, because that visual.
Yeah, October 30th, we're having an astrological event, which is amplifying the frequency that we are coming out. So expect something on that day.
Okay.
To be enlightened, get like mass downloads or frequencies. The angels will be chattering like crazy. Your guides will be. Just know that at the end of the month in October, that's going to happen, but that's going to help propel us into November. Remember the tools, calling your angels, ask your guides, invite your guides to help you, right? Because you want to elicit their help. Have your crystals ready, the whole 9 yards, right?
Yep.
Just use all your tools for this upcoming month, and it should be good.
Yep. And on that, we wish you all a wonderful November, a very blessed Thanksgiving, and we'll be back to get you ready for Christmas and the ho-ho-hos in December. See you next time, Jen.
Bye, Ann.
Thanks again for joining Chaplain Jodi on Survivor Angels. For more information, go to chaplainjodi.me. That's chaplainjodi.me. And on Facebook at Survivor Angels-Chaplain Jodi. This is Dave Schrader. Until next time, sending you off to activate your angels.